Hello, this is Sylvain from Infofit. Today I'd like to talk about muscle building. I like to talk about some of the different strategies I've used with my clients and myself to grow some muscles. First of all, the main thing is change. You got to change something, whether it's the reps, the sets, the volume, the intensity, the frequency, every word that you ever heard about training, you got to change something about it because you need to keep the muscle changing completely, right? Disorganized, so that it has to reorganize and grow, right? That's adaptation. First of all, let's just say that your nutrition is going to match your growth. So if you're in maintenance, you're going to gradually increase your nutrition to match your goals of increasing lean mass. So you're going to get to a place where you're eating enough to support the performance, the repair, and the growth. Okay, don't forget about that. That's very important. Don't overeat. Don't undereat. Keep an eye on your percentage body fat. That's very important. All right. A male should consider increasing your lean mass once you've got to the 10 to 12% body fat, and female around 22% body fat. All right, so once you've achieved that leanness, you can really consider going up on that. Now, the main purpose of growing mass is probably growing the density of the muscle, having a muscle that is like not just fluffy, but just like there's a lot of fibers in it, like you feel the density, you can't put your finger in it. Then you want to look at the size, of course, right? So you look at the size, and then you also look at the connection, the neuromuscular connection that's going to activate and also keep muscle looking big by tone, by tonicity, all right? Like I mentioned, there's different formulas that you can look at. There's gazillions of programs, of course, if you go to the internet, right? Let me share with you one that I started with, that I put together with a simple mind that I have, and that really worked well for a lot of my clients when they were tackling the muscle mass building, and actually took their results all the way to bodybuilding competition. So who knew, right? The way I set it up is simple. For bodybuilding, the recipe typically is volume. So I started with that. Once you've done all the endurance work, that you've done the 12 to 15 reps, and you got all the stabilizers figured out, now it's probably, let's say it takes 2 months to consider this, or you train in endurance all your life. And now you're considering adding on some more lean mass. Well, now you got to reduce the reps, right? But you got to create a lot of volume. You got to tackle the muscle and then really hit it hard. So I created the model on 3 phases, all right? 3 mesocycle. First one was about volume. The second one was about intensity. Can you read this? Intensity. And this is frequency. 3 main variables of training, right? So volume was about the number of exercise per muscle group. So it was a split, a 4-day split. You know, like chest and shoulders, and then 4 exercise per muscle group, and then four sets per exercise, right? I created it so the training was never the same every time you went to the gym. So first week, for example, it was 3 sets of 4 exercises per muscle group, right? Then the second week was 4 sets of 4 exercises. And then 3 sets of 4 exercises, 5 sets of 4 exercises. So I gradually increased the volume, and also, of course, the reps was around 8 to 12 reps per set. Okay, you get that? So I increased the volume there. So I'm hitting the muscle a lot. Always keeping a tight, short break, like let's say 20 to 30 seconds. No time to text anyone at that time. All right, then I moved to intensity. Now intensity, what it did, it pushes the myofibril hypertrophy. I mean, by that, I created muscles that were a little more denser, and then I could maybe inflame them later. All right, let's look at that. So when you talk about intensity, I wanted to have days that were upper body, lower body, focus on that, and then giving the time for the body to repair. Because one of the main keys is that we often hit it too hard and not allow the body to have that anabolic effect and blossom and actually absorb the fluid, the fuel that you're feeding it, right? And grow, right? So I had a 4-day split again, and that was also for 3 weeks, and that was 4-day split, upper body, lower body, upper A and upper body, B and B, lower body there. So every time I went to the gym, I had 4 different programs that I was tackling that. And every week was about increasing the reps, the intensity. So that was maybe 6 sets, 6 reps here, 4 reps, 5 reps here, 4 reps maximum per set. So that was intense. So now I created a lot more muscle. I shocked it, right? The last phase I played with was frequency. What I looked at is that now I need to hit the muscle, not with the volume and with the intensity, but I'm going to hit it often. So what I did Monday, Tuesday, 4-day split as well. 4-day split as well, and I did full body workouts. Full body workouts, full body workouts, full body workout. Full body, all right? And at different intensity. On the first day was strength, heavy. His was lighter, hypertrophy, endurance. And then the 4th day, I went hypertrophy again. But it was full body workout. Different formulas for different days, all right? So every one time I went to the gym again, it was different. The formula worked really well with people that were stalled in a plateau, because they were not stimulating growth by always using the same weight with the same 12 reps, right? So this was shocking, the adaptation. And this gave a really mental break on the number of the volume itself. So it was a lighter workout, but super intense, all right? So 6 reps, 5 reps, and it was also only 2 sets of each, if I may. So it was a serious business when you were doing it. But it was just to tackle it and giving it time to repair. And then frequency, it felt fresh because you tackled everything, so you felt really strong. That's one that I repeat. That's so basically a 9-week program, 3 times 3 weeks, 3 weeks here, 3 weeks here, that I can cycle maybe a couple of times. I can do something else in the meantime, and then I can go back to it all the time. All right? So in a year, you could probably do this, I don't know, a bunch of times. How's that? There's more complex program design where you are off season and more like muscle building, serious business season, where you're going to focus your off season on muscle growth. You're really going to focus on developing a neuromuscular connection that's effective, and then challenging the muscle into I want to say extended sets, drop sets, right? So really fatigue the muscles. Then during the more focused towards a goal season, then you're gonna play with agonist antagonist sets. You're gonna play with using let's say a compound exercise for the pecs. Let's say a bench press. And you're going to do a bunch of sets in that, like pre-fatigue it. And then you're going to do, let's say, flies and I want to say cable decline. And then you're going to superset this, but you're going to fatigue the muscle with the bench press. The main event, and then a bunch of exercise. Or you're going to do extended sets where you're going to do, let's say, 8 reps, give it 15 seconds. Then do muscle to fatigue, reps to fatigue, and then give it 15 seconds, and another to fatigue, and then you rest for the real thing. So it's a bunch of volume exercises, right? Volume strategy that will really target the muscles. And then when you have a series of other exercises like that, and we're talking about 4 sets each of those things, right? The supersets also 4 sets. So that's a generous amount of volume, and that's what counts when you try to build muscle, especially size, right? When you try to design the body. To all this, I'm going to say pay attention to imbalances and pay attention to weaknesses. Always keep an eye and try to fix it on a special day. Let's say you take a day off and then you don't know what to do on your day off. Try to bring up the weaknesses, tackle them by try to improve them, and then the weaknesses, not the weaknesses, but the flaws, try to dissimulate them. In other words, if you, I'll explain that later in a different kind of strategy thing. But what I want to say is that you take a day and then you work on improving yourself. Let's say stabilizers, not totally on your rhomboids, just lower traps. Work that on the side. Eventually, you'll back up all your training. Oh yeah. I want to say, well, that's about all I wanted to say for today. So have a good day. If you want more information, contact us at Infofit. I wish you a happy training. Bye-bye.